My 1059, this is Willie.
Hello, Willie. This is Roger Earl from Foghat. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Roger. Thank you very much for calling today.
It's been my pleasure. I'm in New York at the moment, where I live out on Long Island.
Oh, I heard that you lived in New York. Have you lived out there long?
Yeah, actually, when I first got off the boat, this is where I got off and stayed here. Actually, in 1968, when I first came over with Savoy Brown, I became good friends with the road manager on that tour, and eventually became our manager. And he lived out on Long Island, and I used to come out here and stay at his parents' house and go fishing. Hey, I like these New Yorkers. Hey, yo. Actually, yeah, it's a beautiful place to live. It's great.
That's great. Well, you guys certainly don't make it to Montana often enough, and we're excited for it. Coming up Saturday, October 4th, you guys are going to be playing at Beartooth Harley Davidson.
We're going to have a good time there.
Do you ride motorcycles?
Last time I rode was 1977. I'm lucky just to be still here. I've lost too many friends, and hey, I'm the drummer. I can't afford to break anything.
That's true. Yeah, your hands are too valuable.
And apart from that, it's nice out in Montana and Wyoming to ride bikes, but New York,
yeah, a little more dangerous up there.
Know. I'm more of a ragtop kind of guy.
There you go. Same feeling. You get the wind through the hair.
Yeah, right.
Of course, Roger is the only member to have performed throughout all of the incarnations of Foghat. There have been quite a few over the years. Of course, you guys have been around for a long, long time.
Yeah, we've had a few changes. We lost our singer in 2000. Dave and Rod, our original guitar player, passed away about 10 years ago now, but he'd already left the band a while before that. So Charlie Hune is our lead singer and guitar player. Charlie's been with us for about 14 years now, so he's hardly the new kid.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Charlie Hune was with Ted Nugent.
Yeah.
He made Ted look good, actually. And Brian Bassett, who's playing lead and slide, is also our producer and engineer on all the records that we make. Absolutely brilliant. Love him like a brother.
Brian was in Wild Cherry, right?
That's absolutely their funky music.
Yeah.
And he was also in Molly Hatchet. We saved him from that.
Oh, good.
Yeah, Brian's been around a while. He's a fantastic guitarist, a wonderful human being. It's a pleasure actually having him in the band and knowing him.
Well, going way back, you had mentioned Savoy Brown, which was kind of the band that started all this. A great blues band back in the early 70s, late 60s. I don't know quite when.
Yeah, right.
And then you guys, three of you probably or so, left that band.
Yeah, myself and Lonesome Dave left Savoy Brown in the 1970s, 71, and we formed Foghat. I'm still good friends with Kim Simmons, the lead guitar player and leader of Savoy Brown. In fact, I recently inducted him into the New York Blues Hall of Fame.
Oh, cool.
It was cool. I think he was a little nervous about the drummer inducting a guitar player, but we got a few laughs. Then I got up and played with him. He was in a jazz club in Manhattan.
Oh, very cool. Where did you guys?
Yeah, it was good.
Where did you guys come up with the name Foghat?
Lonesome Dave, our original singer, thought up the name when he was playing like a Scrabble game with his other brother John. Don't know what happened to John, but Dave came up with the name Foghat, and his brother said, "It's not a name." I guess Dave eventually won.
Yes. I heard somewhere. I mean, I know you've brushed elbows with just about everybody in rock and roll music. But did you audition for Hendrix at one time? Is that a true story?
Yeah, it's a true story. I auditioned for Jimi. I came in fourth or fifth. He was very generous with his time with me. I knew his manager, who played bass in the Animals.
Oh, yeah.
And he called me up one lunchtime. I was working as a commercial artist in London. He said, "Would you be interested in doing this audition?" I said, "Hell yeah."
Was that Chaz Chandler?
Sorry?
Chaz Chandler?
Chandler. Yeah, Chaz Chandler, right.
Okay, very cool.
And, I'd actually played in a band that he put together when I was about 18 years old. Nothing really came of it, but that was the first time I met him. So, yeah, it was great. It was very interesting. Jimmy was something else. We were standing outside this club around lunchtime in London, just off Piccadilly Circus, and it was raining as usual. And Jimmy just comes up to me and starts talking to me about some songs he'd written the night before. So I get down there. I think I had a few people before me, but I played for about 40 minutes with him, I think.
That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing.
And speaking of rock and roll managers, I heard a great story about you at a party with Zeppelin's manager, Peter Grant. Is that a true story?
Yeah, it's a true story. We were at we were in Manhattan. Can't quite remember the name of the hotel. There was a number of luminaries there. Bob Dylan was sitting in the corner holding court. I didn't know Bob, but anyways, Peter Grant's wandering around crushing up Quaaludes and getting people to snort them. And he was a big man. He's about 6'6" or more. He used to be a wrestler.
Right.
He had a very high voice. He went up to Bob Dylan and said, "Hi, Bob. I'm Peter Grant. I'm the manager of Led Zeppelin." Bob turned round and said, "Don't tell me your troubles. I got troubles of my own." That Woody Guthrie? That's a Woody Guthrie quote, isn't it? "Leave me alone. Said it to a friend."
Right, that became a song, I think.
Yes, I think it's Woody Guthrie tune, but I could be wrong.
That's great. And Foghat's toured with just about everybody under the sun in the last 30 or 40 years. Who's one of the favorite bands that you've went out and toured with? Do you got some friends in some other bands that you're close to?
Yeah, I always thought Jay Giles was one of the best bands I'd ever seen or heard.
Oh, yeah.
They were just, they were so polished and tight. Brilliant band, great players, really cool people. Let's see. Humble Pie was another favourite band of mine to play with.
Oh, there you
go.
They
were great. Yeah, Stevie Marriott was just he was hell on feet. He was something else. I miss him.
Dave Edmunds produced you guys' first album, correct?
Yeah.
Or a few of them?
It would have been half the record if it hadn't have been for Dave.
He's a talented guy.
Yeah, he was fantastic to work with. Brilliant producer, brilliant player as well. It was. He made that record happen, actually. Thanks, Dave.
Another big producer that I know you guys, maybe he didn't produce anything, but kind of helped with the reunion was Rick Rubin.
I'm not sure what happened about that. I really had nothing to do with that. Rick Rubin wanted to do an album with us, but he wanted the original band back together, so that sort of encouraged Dave and myself to talk. Actually, Dave and I always got on fine. It was, what happens when a couple of lawyers and agents get in the way.
Sure.
So we put the original band back together, and I don't know what happened to Rick Rubin. So it would have been interesting to have worked with him, but we ended up doing a record with Nick Jameson, our longtime producer.
Oh, okay.
So, it's called Return of the Boogeymen. In fact, I was particularly pleased with that album. I thought it was great. And
you guys, you still tour like more than most rock and roll bands. I know it's slowed down a little bit since in the 70s, but do you guys ride the bus or do you fly to your gigs?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Do you guys take a tour bus or do you guys fly everywhere now?
We fly everywhere now. The problem going on a tour bus is that sometimes you have to take sort of gigs and shows that you wouldn't otherwise take just to sort of, put fuel on the bus. Apart from that, now we play mainly on weekends, occasionally during the week. We play 2 or 3 times a week. You get to go home for 4 days during the week. The restaurants are open. There's nobody fishing on the rivers and the ocean. So, life is good. You get to see the grandkids and the children. So, I like it. For me, it's much better than going on the road for 360 days a year.
Sure.
You never get to go home. 2 divorces later will attest to that. As I told my ex-wives, I was a much better boyfriend than a husband. It was a lot more fun. Actually, I'm good friends with both my ex-wives.
Oh, that's great. I was digging around on the internet a little bit earlier this morning, and I ran across a video of Rockin' Earl's Rockin' Kitchen. I didn't realize that cooking was a passion of yours.
Yeah, I like to eat. I cook. I've taken over most of the lawn around where we live to plant vegetables. Actually, it's towards the end of the year now. Just got some eggplant and some sweet potatoes and a few things like that left. But I like to cook. And a friend of mine who had a studio said, why don't we do a show? And I said, sure. So we did a couple of shows, one with my brother, one with a few other people. I don't think it's been shown anywhere, but it's a lot of fun.
Well,
I like to cook for people, and usually about 6 to 8 people is more than enough. After that, it gets crowded.
Well, cooking's a passion of mine too, and it was the chicken burgers with the arugula, and I'm writing down that recipe, man.
Yeah. In fact, I might be making some of them in the next few days.
Get a little Foghat wine to go with it. You guys still make that stuff?
Yeah, with the wine's doing really well. Particularly, we've got a 2010 Chardonnay, a 2010 Pinot Noir, both from Central Coast of California, around Santa Maria, San Luis Obispo area, and we have a 2012 Cabernet Sauvignon that should be out by Christmas. In fact, I had a bottle last week, tasting great.
I'll have to look for it. I can't wait to try it.
It's a lot of fun. I haven't been able to go out to the West Coast this year to do the harvest, so we're not going to have a 2014, I don't think. But we've been busy this year. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and of course, I have wine. My wife keeps telling me that I'm drinking all the profits, but I don't know about that.
This bottle's got your name all over it, right?
Yeah. And I wrote a little blurb on the back. Was it wine? That was always our beverage of choice.
Oh, okay. Well, it's going to be a perfect time of the year for you to come to Montana. The trees are turning. It looks like the weather's going to hold out, and it's going to be a fun concert.
I'm looking forward to it. It's one of my favorite parts of the country. In fact, occasionally I've got out there to do some trout fishing. So you know what? It's just actually walking along the rivers is really something. It is God's own given earth out there, isn't it?
Have you been? Yeah, absolutely. We love it out here. Have you been fly fishing?
Yeah, I fly fish. I learned to fly fish when I was about 7 or 8. I think I got my first fly rod. In fact, it was an American one, a fiberglass rod. I remember getting it. Couldn't afford the split cane ones at the time because I was a kid. But I do all kinds of fishing. I don't mind if I'm sitting there with a chunk of herring on the end waiting for a striped bass to come along, or fly fishing, or using lures. I just like being on the water. In fact, I live on the water out here in Long Island. I live on a houseboat.
Awesome. Well, I hope you get some time to hit the river when you're out here. We're looking forward to it again, Saturday, October 4th. I would like to, yeah. Beartooth Harley-Davidson, drummer and founding member Roger Earl from Foghat. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for taking time today.
Thank you, Willie. It's a pleasure talking to you. I'll see you out there.
Sounds good. See you then.
Bye-bye.